It's been like obviously for you, getting a chance to step in there, and obviously you've had some pretty strong games. You feel pretty good to get out there and produce?
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun out there. I've been comfortable, playing out there with my team, and communicating, on and off the field.
Waited a long time, obviously, to be able to have a key role like this. What has it felt like? What's it meant to you to be able to be out there?
It means a lot, to go out there and help my team, accomplish what we've accomplished thus far. I think that, it's going to be a good game this week.
How are you going to approach it? Obviously, DSG is supposed to come back next week. You guys probably be competing and all that. How are you going to handle that when that opportunity is back for him?
Yeah, well, obviously we're both competitors. We're all going to go out and compete, and I think the coaches are going to make the right decision to put us in a position to win. So we're both going to compete, and whatever happens.
What have you been most pleased with about what you've been able to accomplish here in these first 3 games?
Just going out there, being more confident with my guys and talking more. That's definitely a huge accomplishment that I've had. That's a goal that I've really stressed upon this fall, to go out there and communicate, and it's paid off.
Seems like your tackling's been pretty solid too, and obviously at that position that's pretty important. But it seems like from that aspect, that's been one of the things that you've seemed to have really brought to this team so far.
Yeah, Coach Ivalos, he stresses tackling and eye control. Tracking the hip and making sure that we're low and tackling the hip. So that's something that we've done in practice, and that's something that we have to implement in the game.
How much fun is it just to get out there and play, on a consistent basis, and as opposed to last year's?
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. And communication plays a big role with having a lot of fun, because you're more confident. And so once you're more confident, everything just kind of takes care of itself.
You feel like you've made the most of this opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that I'm going to continue to compete and, just do my best every time I step on the field.
How did you kind of approach this coming into the season, obviously, and getting this chance? And like we said, it was 4 games from DSG, kind of knew what it was coming into the season. How did you kind of approach this opportunity that you had, not knowing kind of what would happen down the road?
I just kind of took it one day at a time. Ever since spring ball and fall camp, we've both been competing. And, just take it one day at a time, and everything just kind of took care of itself.
How much did you kind of put it on yourself, maybe to kind of, prove people wrong, or say that, just because he's out, you're still obviously good enough to get the job done too? Was it kind of motivating for you?
Yeah, well, it's not that I wanted to prove people wrong. I really wanted to prove something to myself. I was more self-motivated. I had goals for myself that I wanted to do this season, and so, I think that, taking one day at a time, and everything just took care of itself.
What's this week been like for you guys? Obviously, Utah State, you look back at last year, and that's the game most people like to forget, but of course you guys aren't going to obviously forget it. What's this week been like for you guys?
Well, we're a new team, and obviously we remember what we did, what happened last season, and so we're hoping for a different result, and so we're just preparing for the next game, and we're just looking forward to it.
Talking to Elliot Hoyt, he called it a sickening feeling. What was it like for you being on the field in that game when everything was happening, and them storming the field after the game, and their fans? And what do you kind of remember about that day and just how you felt that night?
Well, it wasn't a good feeling. Obviously, when you lose a game like that, it doesn't sit in well, and it makes you remember, or it makes you think about what's going to happen next season. But we're a new team, and we're focusing on just getting the details right and correcting our mistakes.
Starting with this one on Saturday, 3 of your next 4 games are against teams that beat you guys last year. Is this a big stretch for you guys here to, I don't know if you want to get payback or what, but it is kind of a stretch here where you guys are playing some teams that beat you last year.
Yeah, well, we're just preparing for the next game, and so it doesn't matter who we play. We're just trying to correct our mistakes that we made last game and just continue to get better from that.
Is it kind of common sense though when a team beats you one year that the next year you want to come back and get them back?
Yeah, obviously that's the competitor's mindset. There's always that feeling that you want to be better, than the year before, than last year. So I think that we have competitors on this team, and we're all gonna do our best.
A healthy Kent Myers or a hurt Kent Myers, what sets him above the rest of other Mountain West quarterbacks?
He's a good quarterback. He's very athletic. He's a dual threat, and so we're preparing for that in our practices. So right now we're just preparing for an athletic quarterback.
What's the challenge of facing the offense? Because obviously, their top rusher might be out of this game, and he missed most of the last game, but yet they threw a lot. So obviously, in other games, they've run pretty well. So how are you guys trying to prepare for this team, maybe in a way not really knowing exactly what to expect?
Well, I mean, it is unfortunate what's what we think happened from last game that they played, but I think that whoever's going to step in, they're obviously going to be very good. They have scholarships, they're athletes too, and so we're just going to compete and have fun.
How tough was it to see Evan go down with the injury there, and obviously now you got to rely on some other guys this week to step up?
It is definitely tough. It's in this game injuries happen, and I know he's disappointed, but I know he's looking forward to the next time that he's going to step on this field. And so he's a strong guy, has a strong mindset, and we're all backing him up.
How much does playing help you get better? I mean, now that you get out there and get to react and then go watch film, and I mean, how much does just playing help you get better?
Well, it's helped a lot. Like I said, the confidence has helped me out a lot. Just talking to my teammates, just being more comfortable in my role and starting in my role. It's helping me grow exponentially as a person and especially on the field.
Has there been an adjustment to playing as much as you have? I mean, it had been a few years since you've probably logged that many snaps in a game. I know we're 3 games into to this run, but has there been an adjustment in those regards?
Not necessarily. Like I said, we all went out there and compete, in practices, and so what we try to do is make the practices a little bit more harder than the games. And so, if you can start in practices, then the games will take care of itself.
What do they do to enable themselves to kind of run the ball pretty well, fairly consistently?
What's that?
What do they do that enables them to be able to run the ball pretty well, pretty consistently? Those guys. What it stands about the running backs, the blocking or Myers that enables them to be able to do that?
Yeah, well, I know that they have a really good offensive line. They're really deep. I know they have 4 seniors on their offensive line, so there's big chemistry there. And so I think that's kind of helped them with their success running the ball. But, we're going to compete and prepare for that. And so, it's gonna be a good game on Saturday.
So you guys have done pretty well against that so far this year. Stopping the run. Seems like that's been one of the big suits of this team.
Yes, sir. Stopping the run, that's something that we pride ourselves in trying to accomplish. With our defensive line on front 7. And so that's something that's going to continue.
Does it change for all as a safety for you when when the quarterback can run like that too? I mean, what do you have to do differently, if anything, when you're facing a quarterback that's dual threat like that can keep pull it down and take off?
Well, one thing that Coach Avila stresses is eye control, and so what we're gonna try to do this week is stress eye control and tackling, and once you take care of those things, then you'll be able to accomplish more tackling and more plays.